Hey everyone, welcome back to Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess 3 Hard Run. This is Eesgooshee.
This is Doppelsnoppalot.
And this place, Snow Peak Ruins. I love this place, but I hate it at the same time. I love it because it's like not even a dungeon. It's a guy's house. And it's like laid out like a house too. It's not all weird and crazy. I hate it because it is by far the most annoying, frustrating, and difficult dungeon to do in a 3-heart run. It's the worst than the final dungeon. It's worse than the Cave of Ordeals. And there are a couple reasons for that. This is Yetta, by the way. One reason is that there are so many enemies in this dungeon that are just so incredibly random. And they're difficult. They're difficult, lemon difficult. And, you'll see the other reason in a bit. But, I mean, I love the art style. Oh, it's just a house.
It's a house, but the ice makes it dungeony.
And the monsters.
And the monsters.
The other reason it's difficult is this guy. Because I know he gives you soup, and the soup replenishes the health. But I'm not using recovery items from bottles, so I don't use any of this soup. Also, here's Uku. Right away. Nice camera angle. Video game. So the reason he makes it harder is because since they give you that free soup, hearts never drop in this dungeon. Not from enemies, not from pottery, not from vandalism. The only time that hearts will drop is during the boss fight. And that happened once out of the, took me 13 tries to beat this dungeon. Lucky number 13. And,
Also, your feet are cold in this dungeon.
What?
That's why it's another reason it's not cool. Cold feet. No one likes cold feet.
Oh, okay.
Do you like cold feet?
No.
Cold and wet. Wet socks. Cold, wet socks.
So there's a sliding block puzzle. It actually becomes more complicated later on. And, here's the first really random enemy. And it's not like there's going to be one enemy that insta-kills you, and that's why it's hard. It's just that, since there's no way to recover health, just a quarter heart here or there will add up really quickly. It's like playing against Iceman in Marvel vs. Capcom 2. How he never takes chip damage, but you do. So you fight these white wolfos again. My strategy here is just attack them once, and then while they're recovering, use the dark energy attack. There's actually a quicker way to kill them, and that's wait for them to charge you, and you start charging your energy attack as they're running at you, and there's like maybe a quarter of a second where they're within range that you can hit them before they hit you, but that will one-shot them. And it's awesome, but I found it was not reliable enough to rely on. I should come up with better words. That's horrible writing. It's not reliable enough to rely on it. But you know what I mean. It's not reliable enough to use it with confidence through the entire dungeon. And then another really random enemy is these guys. Because you hit them and then they just slide all over the place. So that one's not that bad because there's that little corner you can hide in. This room sucks. Because it's just basically a room with 3 of these guys, and it's a fairly small room, and there's nowhere that they can't hit you. Plus the floor of this room is slippy slidey. And since they're ice, they will usually do at least a half a heart instead of a quarter heart. because they'll freeze you and that'll do damage, and then you'll take a quarter damage as you're frozen. Because it's really hard to break free before you take any frozen damage. And here's another enemy that's kind of a pain in the ass. You don't see it right now. In fact, it looks like the room's empty and I can just run right in.
Do it. Run in. Uh-oh.
Bam, the Chillfos.
Did not see that coming.
The thing is, these guys actually aren't that bad once you know what to do. Which in this case is bomb arrows. If you don't know that trick, you have to fight them and do damage, and it's basically like a sword fight, except you almost never fight them one at a time. So here's that key that Yetta was talking about? Nope. It's a pumpkin. But you almost never fight them one at a time. So it's always going to be you one-on-one with one of them as the other one's chucking ice spears at you. And fighting them, it also helps to know how they work. And that is, they will almost always block your attacks with their ice spear. And if you're far enough away, they'll throw their ice spear. And after a short delay, they will summon another one. And also, if you attack them with a bomb arrow, that'll break their ice spear. Like when you're sword fighting them one-on-one, you just have to wait for an opening. And then hit them. When they're not defending.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're using bomb arrows, hitting them once will destroy their ice spear, unless they don't have one. So that's why, in that last room, I waited for them both to chuck their spears and then I shot them. Because it's only one bomb arrow, instead of two.
That's thrifty.
And I was also lucky enough to get them close enough together that I was able to explode them both with one with one bomb arrow. So I gotta get the key to the bedroom. That's basically what I've been doing for all of the dungeons so far, is looking for a key. And the first chest actually has the pumpkin, as you saw. And now she thinks it's in this other chest.
I have a good feeling about this one.
If you attack these guys just by lunging at them, it takes like a good 4 hits to kill them. And it's easier than playing chicken with them with the dark energy. But since it takes 4 hits, and there's usually more than one of them, I feel it's better to attack them once, and then... Is your phone ringing?
It's a text message.
Alright, you should check that.
Alright. It's private.
Well, you don't have to read it out loud.
Well, if it's not private, then can I read it out loud?
Sure. That chest that I just dug up, that's hard to find unless you know it's there. Which you need it to get through the room, because it's key.
My sister asks, how should I break into a room with a deadbolt if I don't have a lockpick kit?
So while you're responding to that, I'll point out this puzzle here. It's basically moving cannonballs around. You have to do it a lot later in the dungeon. And either you hate it because it's tedious, or you love it because you think it's cool like I do. Because it's a creative puzzle. It's more than just block pushing. There's enough block pushing in this puzzle, or in this dungeon as it is. Also, I like how the wheels on the cannon turn different ways like they would in real life. In this situation. That's another enemy that's kind of annoying if you don't know how to deal with them.
Is the answer bombs?
Cannon. Whenever you break one of them, they'll always split up into 4 of the mini freezers. Because that big thing was a freezer. These tiny things that are annoying are mini freezers. If you're lucky, when the cannonball hits, it will also break all 4 mini-freezers. Usually, it'll break 3 out of the 4. This time I was unlucky and it only broke 2, but that's still not that bad. And here's this big round room that only has the one hallway. The hallway in the middle that you can use. Oh, is there a monster? Is it that thing behind me? No, it's the thing behind me. This guy's actually pretty funny because you can mortal draw him and one-shot him. I can't remember his name. I think it's like Darkhammer or something like that. Which makes no sense because he doesn't use a hammer. But I guess
maybe he's a carpenter.
I guess it has more of a ring to it than
Dark File?
Dark Ball and Chain.
Oh, Dark File's kind of sweet.
That is a pretty epic flail.
Who are you attacking? Is there someone I can't see?
I'm just taking the sword out. He's not terribly hard, even if you don't mortal draw him. And this is one of the only weapons that you get from a dungeon that isn't inside a chest. You actually take it from the enemy. That's pretty cool. And the ball and chain is awesome. It's amazing. A lot of people say that you barely have a reason to use it for most of the game after this dungeon.
What about to kill everything ever?
And to be fair, for the rest of the game, I don't use it much after this dungeon. But it is amazing in the Cave of Ordeals. It is incredible. It is your best friend if you do a 3-heart run in the Cave of Ordeals. I know you barely had time to see it, but that one on the left, there was a bubble inside it. And if you kill the bubble, you get the orange rupee, which is worth 100. There's another one in the foyer, the first room that you go into. There's a suit of armor with a bubble in it that you can get an orange rupee from. But that about does it for this video. See you guys next time.
Bye.